Welcome back to EpicSolo, where I play Dungeons & Dragons all by myself, taking on the role of both the Dungeon Master and the player, while building an epic fantasy setting in real time, right here on the channel. OSR or 5e, TSR or WOTC. Which one is best? They can't agree. But to me, it's all just D&D. Thank you for joining us for episode 5, The Enemy of My Enemy. Previously on EpicSolo. Having survived the pirate attack on his ship, Malfak drifts ashore on an unknown island, finding refuge in a seaside cave. There, Malfak finds a secret door. Upon opening the door, Malfak is ambushed by kobolds and is taken prisoner, where he is given an audience with Chief Kashak, who accuses Malfak of piracy and is poised to execute the half-elven sorcerer as an example. For the pirates that inhabit the island recently broke their peace treaty with the kobolds after murdering several of their pack. The chief has demanded justice, and although the pirates have agreed to his terms, the pirates have yet to keep their word. Malfak persuades Chief Kashak that he is not a pirate and that the pirates are their mutual enemy. The chief agrees to an alliance with Malfak, and plans are made for the half-elven sorcerer to join the kobolds on an attack against a group of pirates known as the Redcaps the following evening. It is here that we join the half-elven sorcerer and a group of kobold warriors led by General Kalax as they emerge from the Kobold Lair and set forth under the cover of night to locate the Redcap pirates' camp and enact justice. And for Malfak, perhaps even vengeance. All right. If I did one more all right, Matthew McConaughey and the copyright people would be knocking down my virtual door. We don't want that to happen. Who's excited to be here tonight? I am. I hope you are. If you're enjoying the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, let us know how we're doing. Got some exciting news for EpicSolo here, but I will wait to tell you at the end of the episode. But for now, it's the same old foolery that we like to get into here. We're going to start tonight with some dungeon mastering, and so we're going to award some experience points. Remember those? And so we have 50 for finding the secret door, 50 for the 2 kobolds defeated, 150 for persuading Chief Kashak to form an alliance, and 100 for finishing the thread, explore the caves. And so that'll put Malfak at 350 experience points. Not bad. So we might ding tonight. Ding! As fun as it is to wander around at first level, and it has been a lot of fun. It is the natural progression of things. And so how are we going to do experience points here on EpicSolo? Well, we don't need a renaissance to be old school. We're old school by carbon dating. And so we like to award XP by killing monsters, completing quests, doing tasks and cool stuff and things of that nature. So it may be a little bit of milestone and things of that, but yeah, you know, what is miles? I'm the DM. I get to decide. And so, if things go well tonight, we might ding. And if we do, you'll see a 2nd level sorcerer in episode 6. Or we'll die. Who knows? It depends on the dice, right? All right. So what's next? All right, so next up is we're going to be rolling to determine the location of the Redcap Pirates camp. And so for that, we'll be rolling 1d4 randomly and comparing the result on our hex map here. And so, as you can see, we have 4 hexes numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're just going to roll a simple 1d4 to determine the location. Why does it matter? Because everything matters. It matters because we are in hex number 2. It could be the most significant roll of the night. You just don't know. And so now we know the location. They were pretty close. So we'll say they were right about, what do you say, right about here. Happy little trees. And so, about 10 miles away. Good to know. All right. And so next up, now that we know the location, we're going to roll for the weather. So let's go to our virtual weatherman, Paul Bimler, the author of the Solo Adventurer's Toolbox. We will see what the weather is like today. Now, before we were rolling in autumn, but the reality is it's pretty much always summer. We're in the equatorial area. Look that up. The equatorial area of this planet that doesn't have a name. And so it's hot. And we're going to be using summer when we roll the D20 here. And the D20 says it's clear and hot. And so now we have determined the weather. So it is clear and hot, I told you. All right, and last but not least, we're going to update our adventure notes and set up our scene. And so let's address the chaos factor, because per rules as written in the Mythic GM Emulator, the chaos factor is updated at the end of our scenes, and we've been doing it at the beginning. And so we'll be doing that going forward. And in retrospect, we should have started scene 1 at 5, scene 1 should have ended at 6, and scene 2 at 7. And so as we begin scene 3, the current chaos rank is 7. And so doing math like a gully dwarf over here. Anybody rereading Chronicles? I'm reading it again for, I don't know, the 5th or 6th time. It's one of my favorite books. Dragons of Autumn Twilight. And if you don't think so, you can leave a comment and I will tell you what. That's fine. That's like your opinion, man. Anyways, go read it if you haven't. It's an amazing series. 1984. That kind of blew my hair back when I remembered that. Somebody said it hasn't aged well. I don't know what they're talking about. It's Kryn. I mean, how can it not age well? It's not like they're making pop references. Anyways, I digress. Let's roll to determine if the scene is modified. And so again, how this works, we're going to be rolling D10 against the chaos factor, which is currently 7. And so if we roll a 7 or less, that means the scene is modified. If it's odd, it's altered. And if it's even, it is interrupted. And so here we go. And it is 8. And so we're just gonna go forward with these scenes. So let's set it up here. And we're gonna say that as twilight overtakes the jungle, Malfak, General Kalax, and 6 kobold warriors emerge from the Kobold Lair for an attack on the Redcap Pirates' camp. And that's gonna do it. So we don't have to alter our setup, and no interruptions tonight, which is kind of sad. It's always kind of fun to see the chaos. But let's get started.
As twilight approaches, the half-elven sorceress captives begin to grow anxious, for they are preparing for an attack on their enemies, the Redcap Pirates, this evening. The kobolds prefer to venture out of their lair at night, for they are sensitive to sunlight, and their tactics are empowered under the cover of darkness. General Kalax and 6 of his fiercest warriors escort Malfak through a maze of twisting and winding tunnels that comprise the Kobold Lair, being careful to avoid the countless traps that serve to deter outsiders should they dare enter the Kobold's domain. Emerging from the cave, they set out towards a location near the shoreline that Kobold scouts have identified as the camp of the Redcap Pirates. Although the camp is not far, the jungle terrain is perilous and difficult to traverse. As the raiding party approaches the Redcap Pirate camp, they can smell the ocean and hear the Sea of Shalahir's waves crashing against the shore. The crashing of the waves and the deep purple canopy of the evening sky does well to aid the party as they move stealthily toward the enemy's camp. Inching closer, the faint glow of a single fire illuminates the shoreline well enough to make out the silhouette of a large seafaring vessel. This particular ship appears to have not sailed for many years. The sails are in shambles, the wood has decayed, and the hull is filled with many holes. Finding cover near the tree line, they move close enough to see the eyes of their enemies, dull and red, wearing the garb of pirates, covering what appears to be their green-hued skin.
So the pirates are goblins? Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Yep. That's the Redcap Pirates, all right. Didn't Chief tell you that they was goblins?
No. No, he failed to mention that detail.
Yeah, they definitely goblins.
Yes, I can see that. Very well. What is our plan then, General Kalax?
The plan is, we sneak up on them, and then we kill them.
A brilliant strategy indeed. It is no wonder that they have made you a general.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Tell you what, I'll stay here by the tree line and provide cover for you and your warriors with my magic.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, Kobolds, let's get them.
Well, well, well. And so the pirates are goblins. Surprise. Malfak's surprised. These are not the pirates he was looking for, and so vengeance will have to wait. But we are going to determine who is surprised in the game with each creature. Attempting to be stealthy, he's going to roll a stealth check against the passive wisdom score of the creature they are sneaking up on. And so passive wisdom for the goblins is 9. Before we do that, we're going to consult the fate chart to determine if any of the Redcap pirates are actively guarding the camp. And so, are any of the Redcap pirates guarding the camp? Odds are 50-50, and we've got a 35, and so that's going to be a yes. So we'll give the 2 Redcap pirates that are actively patrolling their own opposing perception check. The rest of them, we're going to be comparing the stealth check here against the passive wisdom of the goblins, which is 9. And so we'll start with Malfak. We are going to give advantage to Malfak and the kobolds because the waves are crashing against the shore, making it very difficult to hear their approach, and they have timed this attack meticulously. And so also worth noting that Malfak and the kobolds would make a great band name. But let's roll. All right, so Malfak, stealth check of 1. And, Malfak's not very sneaky. And so we can just go ahead and scrap the whole check because he's not going to make his check. And so that's all we need, because if one of our party fails their stealth check, every one of those goblins is now aware that they're here. And so, hey, That's the way the dice go. We just saved ourselves a bunch of dice rolls. Let's get to the action.
Malfak and the kobolds carefully move into position near the tree line. The crashing of the waves makes it nearly impossible for anyone or anything to hear their approach. But as they approach, the half-elven sorcerer Malfak steps on a branch, alerting the enemy of their presence. Their position now compromised. A sea-hardened goblin wearing a red handkerchief atop his head and an eye patch over his eye looks up from the fire and towards the intruders.
Hey, what's that? You hear that, Redcaps? Somebody sneaking around our cap? Oh, you made a grave mistake sneaking up on Captain Paklak, and it'll be your last. Get 'em, boys!
Roll for initiative.
Ah, those three little words that make any D&D player's heart go pitter-pat. Roll for initiative. And so how we're going to handle initiative is by creature type. And so today we have Malfak. We've got a Dragonshield Kobold in General Kalax. We've got a Kobold Scale Sorcerer in Urtos. And then we've got the remaining 5 Kobolds are just Kobolds. We've got a bunch of Goblin Pirates and a Goblin Boss, Captain Paklak. So now we know his name. So let's roll, because I could have done this off camera, but I mean, that's half the fun, watching me go, no, or yes. So here we go. This is important. Initiative. So Malfak. Ooh. Yes, indeed, Malfak. Malfak's going to be going early in the order. On to General Kalax. Ooh. That's nice. And on to Urtos. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. The rest of the kobolds. Oh my goodness. This dice needs to stay. Let's see if it's as kind to the enemies. No. Okay. And last but not least, Captain Paklak. All right. Let's go ahead and update the initiative, and let's get to the action.
A vicious pack of kobold warriors emerges from the tree line, some with daggers, others with slings. They surround the first redcap pirate they come upon, attacking relentlessly as they let out their fierce battle cries.
So our first kobold that will attack is Paklak. He will move and attack Goblin 1 with his dagger. 17 plus 4, 21 is a hit. 4. 3 plus 2 for 5 damage. So next up is Sick, and he's going to move and attack with advantage because he will have pack tactics, because his packmate Paklak is within 5 feet. Sick attacking Goblin 1 with the dagger. Advantage. And that's gonna do it. Lucky 13. One dead goblin pirate.
Kobold warriors overwhelm their enemy, stabbing with their tiny daggers, until the first of the redcap pirates falls, writhing in agony.
Next up is Varn, and he has just enough movement to move into position and attack Goblin 2 with his dagger. Varn attacks. And he hits just barely. 4 for 6 damage. Alright, so now it's Sniv's turn, and Sniv is the littlest of the kobold warriors, but he's fierce, and he's swinging his sling, and he's going to get advantage, because even though he's making a ranged attack, one of his allies is within 5 feet of the creature, and so he's gonna move into position next to General Kalax, swing his sling, and toss a stone at Goblin 2. Sniv attacks Goblin 2 with the sling. Advantage. And he hits 4. Oh, for 6 damage. Way to go, Sniv.
Distracted by Sniv's pack-made fawn, the goblin pirate looks up just in time to see a stone hurling through the air, hitting him square between the eyes as he plops over, dead.
So the last of the Kobold warriors, Garou, is going to move his maximum distance to 30 feet, swinging his sling. He's going to hurl a rock right at Captain Paklak. So here goes. Oh my god, it's a hit. It's another hit. Here comes the sling. 4 damage on the captain. These kobolds mean business.
See, I told you, Malfak, this is a good plan. Watch this. I'm gonna throw a spear right at his face.
The Dragonshield Kobold General Kalax sprints ahead, spear in hand, hurling it at the red-cap pirate's captain.
All right, here we go. +3 with the spear. Oh, and he misses.
Captain Paklak jumps aside as General Kalax's spear goes whizzing by, hitting the kettle above the fire.
Oh, you're gonna have to do better than that, you kobold freaks.
The half-elven sorcerer closes his eyes, tilting his head back. The sound of electricity can be heard as his hands conjure and control the chaotic forces of his sorcerous power. Opening his eyes, the sorcerer's hands move faster and faster before hurling 3 glowing darts of energy at the red-cap pirate's captain. All 3 darts explode on impact, staggering the goblin pirate as he stumbles backwards towards the fire. For 13 magical damage.
All right, I'm going to take a cue from some of the greatest dungeon masters I've ever had the pleasure of playing with. Doug, Adam, Matt, this one's for you. We're going to go with the cool factor on this one because how many times have we cast Magic Missile? How many times? We're going to keep casting it for years and years. You got to make it fun. And so I imagine as Malfak sends these Magic Missiles, and that was a pretty good roll. They hit this Captain Paklak and he goes stumbling back. I want to know, does he go stumbling back into the fire? And so we're going to bring up the fate chart here and we're going to ask the question, does Captain Paklak stumble backwards into the fire? And so we're going to roll D100 here and we'll give him a roll. We'll give him a chance to do a dexterity check if he does, but I want to know. So let's see, does he go stumbling back into the fire? 15. Extreme yes. Okay, and so this is what happens. Nope, he doesn't even get a roll. This is awesome.
Falling backwards into the flames, Captain Paklak screams in terror as the remaining red-cap pirates flee.
All right, and so after Captain Paklak stumbles into the fire and the rest of the red-cap pirates flee, Malfak and the kobolds, they drag him down near the shoreline. They throw him in the ocean to put out the flames and to cool him off. And they drag him up by the fire to interrogate him. And so let's learn a few things about Captain Paklak, shall we? And so we rolled for his background in the Dungeon Master's Guide because I love rolling randomly to learn about NPCs. It's one of my favorite things to do. And so this is what we learned. Captain Paklak wears flamboyant and outlandish clothes, which is perfect. He's a pirate. And so we already know he's got his red pirate bandana and an eye patch, but the party, while they were dragging him down to the ocean, the eye patch falls off and they find out he doesn't even need it. He's got 2 perfectly good goblin eyes, and so Malfak takes the eye patch because you never know when you're going to need an eye patch, especially on an island full of pirates. And so I'm getting the sense that the red cap pirates, they're not really the greatest pirates, right? But they're committed to the part. They dress the part. And so I'm pretty sure Captain Paklak would hack off his leg and put a peg there just because he's committed. So again, not the greatest pirates, but they look the part. And so his high ability is charisma. His low ability is constitution. His talent, he's great with animals. Who would have known? And so that got me thinking, question for the fate chart. And I want to know, does Captain Paklak have a pet pirate? And I'm going to go ahead and say the odds are near sure thing. It has to be. So let's see if the fate chart agrees. Here we go. Pretty good odds. Oh, he does. He does, but it's only because it's a near sure thing. Of course he does. All right. All right, so one of his mannerisms, and this is great, is that he is prone to singing, whistling, and humming quietly. And so why wouldn't you be, you know? When you're sailing your imaginary pirate ship. You're humming and whistling your pirate sea shanties. His interaction trait is that he is rude, which is classic. There's some classic pirate stuff happening here. I could not have picked a better background. And so roll the dice, people. Always roll the dice. And so his alignment is chaotic evil, and his ideals are change and might. And so it's interesting. His bond is that he is loyal to a benefactor, patron, or employer. Very interesting. And his flaw is arrogance. And so, you know, sometimes the dice just tell the story themselves, don't they? Awesome. Okay, let's have a chat with Captain Paklak, shall we then?
Now, before General Kalax takes you prisoner, you will answer my questions, for I have more questions than I have patience. Try me, and the kobolds will not have their prisoner.
You talk funny, elf man.
Yes, do I talk funny to you? You smell funny, and you smell so bad, in fact. You're the worst smelling goblin pirate I have ever smelled. Not even the Sea of Shalahir's purifying waters could wash the stench off of you. You smell very bad. You're a very bad smelling pirate. Talk funny.
Ask your stupid questions, and I'll give you some stinky answers.
My ship was attacked by pirates several days ago. Do you know who was responsible?
All right, so we've got a question for the fate chart. We want to know, does Captain Paklak know who was responsible for the attack on Malfak's ship? And we're going to say the odds are likely. And the reason why is part of his background. His bond is that he is loyal to a benefactor, patron, or employer. And so I'm thinking it could be his employer. And so let's see, does Captain Paklak know who was responsible for the attack on Malfak's ship? Odds are likely. 34. It is a yes.
I don't know who attacked your ship, Elfman, and I don't bloody care.
North Cove Pirates.
Oh, stupid boy. What'd you tell him that for?
The North Cove Pirates, you say? I imagine they can be found on the north side of the island.
No, they camps on the south side of the island, you dullard.
Who is their captain?
I ain't telling you.
Oh, Captain Rick.
So the captain's name is Rick. Really? Rick? It doesn't seem like a very good name for a pirate. Does it seem like a good name to you?
Yeah, no, that's a stupid name for a pirate.
No, it's not. It's a great pirate name. Why, Captain Rick is the most feared and dreaded pirate in all the island. Oh, crap.
So there is a Captain Rick. Stupid name, but you are definitely as stupid as you are smelly.
Stupid and smelly.
Yeah. Well, you'll be dead soon anyway. Elf man, you ain't never getting off this island. No one ever leaves the island because it's cursed.
Yes, well, I doubt that. You have been most helpful. Actually, your parrot has been most helpful. You have been quite insolent, but your parrot is a noble creature indeed.
Rob, you'll be dead soon.
Okay. General Kalax, take your prisoner. You have proven yourself a most capable general. You and your pack are fierce warriors indeed. Give my regards to your chief Kasha, and may we meet again, if fate wills it so.
Oh, okay. Where are you gonna go, Malfak?
After we search the camp for treasure, which we will split 50-50, I suppose, I intend on finding these North Cove pirates and their Captain Rick. Stupid name. And I will take my ship, the Ilmare, and I will have my vengeance for my crew.
Well, alright then, I guess, I will see you around, Malfak.
Malfak and the Kobolds search the Red Cap pirate camp for treasure. They gather what they can carry, bartering over various items of interest. The Kobolds depart with their prisoner, Captain Paklak, who is to be brought before Chief Kashak to face justice for his crimes against the Kobolds.
All right, one more question. So, while searching the Red Cap Pirates camp, do they find any prisoners? I mean, they're pirates, and so it's their camp. And so we'll say the odds are somewhat likely that they would have prisoners. So, here we go. Somewhat likely. Do the Red Cap Pirates have any prisoners? 13. Ooh, extreme yes. All right, and so that's going to wrap up scene 3 with the Kobold warriors led by General Kalax and Malfak rolling up into the Red Camp Pirates camp and taking their captain, Paklak, prisoner. And so, what a session. Did you have fun? I had fun. I didn't expect the Kobolds to be quite as fierce as they were, but it just goes to show you how important initiative is, because had the Goblins gotten initiative, it could have been a whole different scenario. And so, what a blast. Let's go ahead and update our adventure notes. So we have some new characters, and Captain Paklak has been taken prisoner by the Kobolds. He's going back to the lair. He's going to have to deal with the chief. Things ain't looking good for old Captain Paklak. And we also learned about the North Cove Pirates. And so they are characters. We'll find out more about them, and probably most importantly, we learned about Captain Rick. I think it's a great pirate name. I'm not sure what they're talking about. That's a great name for a pirate. Also, the prisoners, which is a spicy cliffhanger. We'll find out more about them. We do have a new thread, and that is to find the North Cove Pirates camp. And so Malfak will be trying to get his vengeance. Will he get vengeance next episode? We'll find out. Broken Treaty. We're going to go ahead and mark that as complete, along with Kobold Alliance. And so I don't see the Kobold Alliance going anywhere. I mean, there's an alliance, and so we'll see. Maybe we'll see old General Kalax again. And even little Sniv. Give it up for Sniv. He came, he saw, and he captured. And so we still have our threads: vengeance, escape the island, and find his ship. And so Chaos Factor. We've been doing that again at the start of our session, but we're going to end it on 6, and we're going to bring it down because we've got control of the situation for once, which is nice for now. And so we'll see where that leads. I did promise a teaser at the front of the episode, and so here you go. So what's the big news for EpicSolo? Well, let's start with where we're at right now, which is the Unknown Island. And we've been here since episode 2 or 3, something like that. And one of these sessions I'm going to ask what the name of the island is, but isn't that all relative? I mean, I'm sure the kobolds have a name for it and the pirates. Captain Paklak seems to think it's cursed, but that's where we've been. And the big news? This is where we're going. We are going to the island nations of Lucadia. That's right. We're not going to do it with our regular episodes. That's right. We're going to do a live session with both of my friends. So maybe some more people, we'll see. But we're going to do a session to find out what is going on in the island nations of Lucadia, because we know that very recently the unnamed island, there are 7 islands, and the island to the left and south of Lucadia is a territory of Lucadia. Now, formerly, it was independent, and so there's some intrigue there. We're going to find out what that's all about, and we'll do a report on the channel here on that session. And so that is big news for EpicSolo, because we're starting to build the world. And I'm really excited to get into a campaign with some of my most favorite adventuring partners. These are amazing human beings that I've been playing with for, already, here we go, for 25 years or something like that. And so, and we're still rolling dice all these years later. It's a beautiful game to share with friends, and also internet friends like you. And so, thank you for joining us today for episode 5, The Enemy of My Enemy. So lots of questions heading into episode 6, namely, who are these prisoners? Will Malfak get vengeance? What's going on with the North Cove pirates? Where is their camp? Who's Captain Rick? Is the island cursed? I cannot wait to find out, so we will see you very soon for episode 6. And if you're liking the channel, give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends, share the love of the D and the D. And so until then, remember,
You must gather your party before venturing forth,
unless you're playing EpicSolo.